ring. I'm kind of excited this morning because we have three important people, I feel, on the show. Pamela, good morning.
Good morning,
And
Bob.
this is Pamela Tucker from Resident Life. No, Community Resources.
No, Resident Life, you're right.
Okay.
Yes.
And you have brought two shining stars with you. Who are they?
Well, I've brought with me today Stephanie Santiago, and she works with our certified home health department. And I've also brought with me Derek Mackard, and he is our manager over transportation.
Stephanie Santiago, Derek Merrick. Now, let's talk to Stephanie first and see what deed did you perform that brought the shining star not only of the month, but now you've been selected of the year.
Yes, I was nominated by my coworker for assisting her and 15 family members get lodging at the University of Virginia.
You said 15?
15 family members.
Wow.
For her daughter's graduation from med school at University of Virginia.
And what was the circumstances surrounding you taking care of 15 people?
Well, she didn't listen to her daughter's advice to make lodging arrangements a year in advance. So it was about 2 weeks before the graduation, and they were debating on whether it was worth the trip to go or whether they were all going to sleep in the van. 15 people sleep in a van. And as soon as I heard that, I didn't want that to happen. So I jumped onto the computer and started researching lodges. And the first lodge that I found was able to accommodate her and her 15 family members.
That's wonderful. And you also brought Derek with you.
Yes, I did, Derek Mackard, and as I mentioned, he is our manager over transportation.
Manager. Wonderful. So, Derek, what did you do to earn this prestigious award?
I think a lot of it had to do with helping to coordinate the, we have a group of veterans here, obviously, at Green Spring, and we had the flyover taking place over the National Mall a while back. I don't remember the exact date, but helped to coordinate the bus and another vehicle to take the group downtown to see all the planes fly over. Went really well. Everyone was really happy. Got a lot of really positive feedback from the group on that, and I think it just meant a lot to be able to get everybody down to see that flyover, because it was one of the biggest ones that they had ever had.
The flyover that you mentioned, I recall, is a kind of a show of all the World War II airplanes, and I remember when that happened, being a World War II veteran. But when you take a group down to D.C. on a huge event such as that, well, where do you find a place to park?
Well, I'd love to be able to take 100% of the credit for setting everything up, but it was not solely myself. It was also Jessica McKay, who's in public relations. She contacted a group downtown, and I believe, and I could be wrong on this, but I believe it was Channel 7, that allowed us to go up on their building to actually be higher up to get a better vantage point for the flyover itself.
This part I did not know. So this was not a group of residents standing on a street corner looking up. They were on the top of a building?
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that we made it as accessible as possible. We were allowed parking right there in front of the actual Channel 7 building. We took an additional van that had coolers with ice water and what have you, because at the time it was a pretty hot day out. But Jessica helped us to get everybody up top. We were there, prepared, got to see the flyover, and actually there was actually, I believe, 2 or 3 Green Spring residents that were actually interviewed on Channel 7 for actually talking about Green Spring, talking about their service and what have you. So,
do they have chairs for you?
Well, they had benches.
Or benches?
There was benches outlying this this kind of a outdoor lunch area. So,
Stephanie, how long have you been here?
I've been here in Green Spring for almost 10 years.
10 years. And your office, where do you work out of?
I,
Poor grammar.
I work in the home health office, which is
Home
on the
health.
terrace level of Forest View.
That's in the Village Square area?
Yes,
Down in the, what, T-level, I guess, huh?
correct, yes, sir.
Hmm. And your supervisor is
Leanne Smiley.
Ann Smiley. Hmm. You've been in home health the whole 10 years?
No, actually, when I came here to Green Spring, I started out at the front desk in communications.
Uh-huh.
And then I went to home support, and then I worked with home support for about 6 years, and then went to home health.
Well, somewhere along the line, you have received some training in home health. Is this correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Where did that occur? Was that on the job?
Correct. It's provided by our corporate ancillary health team,
Mm-hmm.
and they bring the corporate team down here to actually give us one-on-one training.
So this is kind of a general question between you two leaders, if you will. Your peers decided you were the leader of the year, the home health manager, shining star of the year. Did you appear before a board of someone else, or was this all just done separately and then you were notified? I don't know how that works.
So actually, Bob, I can
Sure.
answer that question. Some of the criteria for being chosen the Shining Star of the Year and the Leader of the Year is that we take a look at, and that what I mean is the exec team. We take a look at all of the nominees. So for example, the Shining Star of the Year. Each month we have a different Shining Star.
Yeah.
And so what we do is we take a look at the reasons why they were nominated, who nominated them, looking at the criteria, looking at things like how far they go above and beyond what their job description is. Are they people that are also known by the residents? Do they reach out, for example, to with other groups and with other things that they're doing in the community outside of their own area? So when we take a look at those things, we then determine and we vote on who is the person that really was just the most outstanding throughout the year. And I don't want to miss the opportunity of saying that as far as we're concerned, each and every one of our employees does a wonderful job here on campus. But there are certain ones, such as the two that we see sitting with us today, that really tend to stand out.
You use the correct phrase, above and beyond. That's the one that sets these two apart.
Absolutely.
But then again, it's been my experience, and I've been here almost 14 years, that these employees, all employees of Green Spring, seem to go above and beyond at one time or another. Just some people are fortunate enough to have received a nomination for it.
Exactly.
So I think it's absolutely wonderful, and these two speak well for the Green Spring staff.
Yes, they
So
do.
I salute you all.
Thank you.
Derek, how long have you been here?
A little over 2 years.
2 years. And you've been driving the bus. Have you seen any changes in schedules or anything like this?
Within transportation since I've started? Yeah, we've had some positive changes, I believe, in transportation. There's still some things to come down the road, but I've heard a lot of feedback from working with the transportation subcommittee. Had some ideas, went ahead and initiated some changes within the department, and I think so far it's been a positive change, at least from what I've heard so far. So
I'm not going to pursue this, but you used a rather interesting phrase. There are a few things more down the road. So we'll all look for these transportation changes. I'm sure they will be to the benefit of the resident, whatever these changes will be. Maybe another bus or... Incidentally, I love those steps that come out. And I watch some of the people who are with walkers and how easy it is for them to get on a bus to go on a trip. It's great. Do you have any more of those on order?
We are actually looking at, we have another bus purchase that we have that's ongoing right now, but that will also be another ramp style bus. And that's what we're looking towards, I believe, towards the future. It's just easier accessibility for everyone to make it as safe as possible, loading, unloading the vehicles. And at the end of the day, it's all about, when I was talking about down the road, it's really just about remaining or trying to be innovative as we go on and try to keep up with the times and make sure we're giving all that we can. So,
On the times that I've gone on trips, or maybe really rode around here, one of the things I admire about all the drivers is they don't sit in the driver's seat and let someone come on. They get out and assist the resident, and I think that's wonderful. So with that, I want to salute you, Stephanie and Derek,
thank you.
on the wonderful positions that you have established in your pursuits here at Green Spring. You're great, and you, I think, represent all of the staff personnel here at Green Spring. And Pamela, I want to thank you ever so much for bringing these two lovely people here on this morning. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you.